So good morning, students. I am Praveen Tripathi, welcoming you in the session of computer, and in which we are going to start the new chapter, which is chapter number 9, and which is entitled by the introduction to email. So this is a very interesting chapter, although because we are using the email very frequently, and I hope that you are aware about what is email. And yes, I know that you all are using the Gmail accounts also. So once again, I am telling you the same thing which I have told you in the offline classes also. Gmail and email are the two different things. Email is a concept, but Gmail is a software, right? So Gmail is a software which is using the email facility. Okay, so two things are not similar in all manner, but Gmail is using the email facility, email concept. So email stands for the electronic mail. Okay. So email stands for the electronic mail in which we send a mail, we send a message from one computer to another computer, or you can say from one device to another device, any electronic device. But we use the internet on it. That's why it is known as the electronic mail. Okay, so it was developed into the 1971, and you might be surprised to know that in the invention of email, an Indian boy was engaged into this, which was the as I was telling you that in the invention of email, there was an Indian boy, 14 years old Indian boy named the Shiva Ayadurai. Shiva Ayadurai was the inventor of email. Mark my point, students. An Indian boy, which was working in the Medical Science Institute, Shiva Ayadurai, and he was working for how we can develop a system that can just send a quick message from one computer to another computer, Shiva Ayadurai. But what we learn in the book is that Tom Rimelson or Timelson, I don't know the exact of his surname, that is called the inventor of the email, but this is not true about the fact, because the concept was being stolen with that scientist. So the real inventor of the email is Shiva Ayadurai. Okay, an Indian boy and 14 years old Indian boy. Okay. So now let's start the chapter now. So first we will understand what is email. As I have told you earlier that email stands for electronic mail. Is a message sent electronically, mark my point. It is sent electronically from one computer to another computer through internet. It's not about only computer. Whether we are using the mobile phones, the tablets, or whatever the electronic device we are using, but if we are sending any mail to some other computer, to some other devices through internet, then it is referred as email. Okay, so an ordinary mail takes day or even weeks to reach its destination, right? As you know about the functionality of how we deliver a letter, how we deliver a speed post. Okay, so these things takes time, but if we are talking about the electronic mail, then it takes, I think, a bit. Okay, so an ordinary mail takes days or even weeks to reach its destination, but an electronic mail can be delivered with no time to any part of the world. So an ordinary mail is much expensive than electronic mail, and that's why this service has become one of the most popular services on the internet. So I hope I'm clear what is email, right? Now we will understand what is advantages of email. Email is cost effective and fast. Yes, we know it. How it is fast? Because it don't need any kind of vehicle, it don't need any kind of physical activity to send the mail. So it's very cost effective and fast also, and accurate also. So it can reach any part of the world within seconds, right? Same message can be sent to any number of people at no extra cost. Yes, this is a very important advantage that we have from email, that same message can be sent to any number of people without extra cost. Pictures, documents, or music file, that means the multimedia can also be sent through the email also. Now we will understand how to use email. Email को अपने कैसे use कर सकते हैं? Whenever we think about the email, we think only about the Gmail. No, it's not the true fact. Okay, Gmail is such a platform which is providing you how you can use the email facility. Now, there is Rediff Mail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Gmail. These are the software, you can say, these are the web apps, you can say, which is allowing you to send the messages through internet. So you can use these services free of cost by registering with one of the email service provider. Mark my point, email service provider. There are two kinds of service provider. First one is ISP and second one is ESP. E means email service provider, I means internet service provider. Internet service provider includes whatever the SIM you are using, right? Just let's say stars. If you are using Airtel, if you are using Geo, if you are using VI mobile phone SIM, that means these are your internet service provider, ISPs. Okay, so you can refer your SIM card company as ISP. Why? Because they are providing you internet. As similar to the ISP, you can correlate the ESP, email service provider. So Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Rediffmail, these are the example of email service providers. Okay. So whatever the email service provider we are using, it will give you a domain name. Mark my point, it will give you a domain name such as @gmail.com, @yahoo.com, @rediffmail.com, or etc. Sometimes we also use the website's domain also in our email address. Okay, you might have seen that www dot, let's say an example I'm taking only lpsbeacon.com. If I'm employee of LPS Beacon, then I can create an email address with the LPS Beacon domain also, such as for example Praveen Tripathi @lpsbkn.com. This may be my an email address also if I'm using any website server, website domain name, right? So domain name is not important. The important thing is that which service provider, which server we are using for sending the mails. Okay, if we are using Gmail service provider, then it will provide us a Gmail domain name. If we are using our own website, then it will provide our own website's domain. Okay, so that's how domain name been assigned, right? Hope I'm clear to you, students. Please give your consent if I'm clear. So the service provider issues a username and password to the account holder, right? You might have created Gmail account, Yahoo account, and in which they ask you about your username, they ask you about your date of birth, and then you are supposed to enter your password also. So these are the user authentication method that every email provider will ask you. Okay, so which can be used to connect with the service provider for using the service. Why it is asking you about your password, why it is asking you about your username, so that it can relate your data to the email service provider, to the email servers. Okay, so as I have told you that electronic mail was originally invented by the Shiva Ayadurai, but now in the books we are reading that electronic mail was introduced by the Ray Tomlinson. Okay, so he just stolen the concept from that word. Anyways, now we will understand some practical portion of email. So now we are going to understand how we can create an email account. So the very basic and very simple method to create an email account using the Google provider. Okay, Google service provider. We all are using it. So let us open email account with the service provider using the Gmail. First, we will understand the theoretical aspect of this topic. Then we will practical implement it also. Okay. So step one is that click on start button, scroll and click on Google Chrome. That means it is asking us to click on any web browser. So we are using the Google Chrome web browser from the start menu. So you may open any other browser. You are not bounded to open only Google Chrome. Some student might ask me, sir, we are only authorized to use this Google Chrome only. No, you can use any browser such as Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, or you can say that your phone's browser also. Okay, so now step number 3 is that enter the web address of the service provider in the address bar of the browser. That means we are supposed to type the www.gmail.com, or simply you can write on the search icon is Gmail and press the enter key. When you will write, or you can say type the gmail.com, then it will lead you to a website. Okay, it will lead you a website. There you can find the create an account button. Here the screenshot is mentioned here. If you are using your mobile phone, so you can simply use the Gmail also. But if you are using a desktop version of any website, so these are the simple step. Here you can see the create an account button. When you will click on this create an account button, it will prompt you to a simple form in which it will ask you first name, last name, username, password, and then it will ask you to reconfirm your password. When you will click on this next button, you will be prompted to a new window in which it is saying that your Gmail account successfully been created. So I hope that you know how to create a Gmail account, right? So enter the registration details as needed and choose a username and a password. Click on next button, enter necessary details on the subsequent forms, read the privacy and terms and click on I agree button, and then you can see that your Gmail account is being created. Here you can see the welcome message. Now, moving to the next topic is that how your Gmail inbox display. Here you can see the first interface of your Gmail. So how we can create an email account? This is my desktop, and now I'm clicking on Google Chrome, a web browser, as I'm already connected to the internet. So if you are trying at your home this practical activity, so you need to be connected with the internet also. This is now you can see the Google search icon. On the search icon, I'm writing Gmail only, right? Here you can see the very first website, Gmail, www.google.com. Now I am clicking on it. Here you can see Google Workplace. Okay. It may take some time also to load it. Or you can simply type the create an account on Gmail on a search icon. Now, here I can see the use another account and remove an account. So I will click on this use another account. Now, here I can see this create account, right? Create account for myself. I'm taking only an example. Okay. So first name I'm writing here is LPS and last name I'm writing here example, right? As I'm using only example purpose, that's why I'm writing here LPS example. Okay. If you are designing, if you are creating your own account, so you are supposed to write your name, first name and last name here. Now it is suggesting me my username as lpsexample2@gmail.com, but I want that lpsexample@gmail only, so I can change it also. Now I'm entering the password. Now it's a very tricky question, sir. Which kind of password should we apply? So here I'm mentioning some important thing. Whenever you are designing any password, please include at least 8 letters, right? At least 8 letters. Include at least one special character. Now you will ask me, sir, what is special character? Special characters are this dollar sign, at the rate, hash sign, or ampersand and star. So include at least one special character, such as, here I'm mentioning you the example, such as hash, at the rate, dollar, right? Ampersand. This sign is known as ampersand sign, or you can simply say this and sign, right? Let's say exclamation sign. So these are considered as the special character, and please include any at least one number also, one numeric unit. Okay. So while typing your password, while setting your password, you please include these things so that your password can be strong. Okay. I hope I'm clear, students. Include at least 8 letters, at least I'm saying. Include at least one special character. This may include hash, at the rate, or dollar sign, exclamation sign, etc. And please include at least one numeric digit. And there is one suggestion from my side, that please do not enter your date of birth, your mobile number, your simply name as password, because it's not a good practice to have a password. Okay, as we Indian do the same thing. So here I am creating a password. Let's say LYALL@3214, right? It is including the numerical digit, it is including the special symbol, it is including the simple characters also, and its length is more than 8, right? So here I am writing it. Okay. L capital YALL@3214. Okay, so this is how I can set an example of how we can create a password. Okay, so I'm not going to implement the same password here. So this is how, if you will imply the same password here, but I am not revealing it which password I am going to enter here. So here it is. When I will click on next, now it is asking me phone number. It is optional, you can skip this also. It is ask you about your date of birth. So let's say I'm writing here my date of birth. Gender. Next. Now, read all this thing, then click on the I agree button. Now it may take some time. Yes, here you can see that Google Workplace is already been loaded. Now here you can see our Gmail account has been already initiated, and now you can see LPS example. And what is our email address? lpsexample@gmail.com. Here is the first interface you will see when you will create a Gmail account, and this is our first interface, first window, first desktop we can say, when we will see when we will open the Gmail account. Here is the compose button, inbox, start, snoozed, sent, drafts, and more. So these are the buttons you can see here while accessing the Gmail application, web application. So I hope I am clear to you. Please give your consent if the things is clear to you. So after the practical implementation of how you can design or how you can create an email account, now we will understand some theoretical aspect of this chapter also. So how we can use the email account. After creating the email account, you can use it anytime to send or receive emails. Okay, so you need to sign in. That means you need to log in to your account to use it. So how we can do this? Step one, open the website of the service provider and enter your email ID. What was our email ID? lealexample@gmail.com. Then click on next button, enter the password, whatever the password you have set, and click on next button to enter into your email account. I know that you know about how you can log in, how you can sign into the Gmail account. Okay. So this is the first interface that we can see when we will log into the email or Gmail. So this is Gmail inbox, compose button, and the mails which already been arrived to our mailbox. So this is how you can access the Gmail web app. It is not, I'm not talking about the Android app. I'm talking about the web app of the Gmail. Okay. Viewing emails. How we can view emails? The inbox option is used to view all the received emails with sender's name, subject, date, and the time of the email. जब भी अपने पास कोई ईमेल आता है तो उसमें कौन कौन सी चीजें होती है? तो सेंडर्स नेम होता है, who has sent to us, what is the subject, what is the date and time of the email. Okay, so to view emails, follow these steps. How you can access the email? Step one, click on inbox in the left pane of the window. Here you can see the inbox button. Okay, located on the left pane. Various messages will appear in the right pane. The emails that are bold are unread email messages. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing. The emails, the messages which are bold, which are highlighted, which are in dark black color, which means that they are unread email messages. That means we haven't been read it. And the emails that are normal are read emails. Okay, so देखिए जो bold रहेगा, जो highlighted रहेगा, उससे आप ये कह सकते हैं कि उसको हमने अभी तक पढ़ा नहीं है, वो अभी तक unreaded है. ठीक है, बट अगर मैं बात करूं सिंपल मेल्स की जिसको हमने रीड कर चुके हैं, तो वो सिंपल फॉन्ट के अंदर ही आएगा, वो हाईलाइटेड नहीं रहेगा, वो ब्लैक कलर का नहीं रहेगा. ठीक है, क्लिक ऑन एनी ईमेल टू रीड इट, द मैसेज कंटेंट्स विल बी डिस्प्लेड. तो किसी भी, जैसे कि जो भी ब्लैक हाईलाइटेड डार्क ब्लैक कलर का रहेगा, यानी कि अनरीड मैसेजेस हैं, उनमें से कोई भी आप जैसा आपकी प्रायोरिटी रहती है, जैसा आपकी नीड रहता है, आप उसको अकॉर्डिंग टू योर कन्वीनियंस आप उसको रीड कर सकते हैं. तो जो भी मेल का कंटेंट रहेगा वो आपके स्क्रीन पर डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा, एंड नाउ यू कैन रीड द मैसेज. Here is the example given in the this you can see the subject here, criteria for research work. Okay, ये क्या हो गया सब्जेक्ट. देखिए ये vedang.dungar@gmail.com, ये क्या हो गया सेंडर का एड्रेस, और ये क्या हो गया उसका कंटेंट और टाइम वगैरह भी इसमें आ जाता है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन सी हाउ वी कैन व्यू द Gmail. Now sending email, how you can send an email. This is very interesting thing. So the compose option is used to send mails to one or more persons. Okay. To send an email, sign in with your Gmail account and follow these steps. So if you want to send an email to some other, so you need to have the another email account. ओके जिसका भी जिसको भी आप सेंड करना चाहते हो उसका ईमेल अकाउंट यानी कि ईमेल एड्रेस होना चाहिए. ठीक है. तो क्लिक ऑन कंपोज इन द लेफ्ट पेन ऑफ द विंडो फॉर राइटिंग अ मैसेज. अ न्यू मैसेज विंडो विल अपीयर. एक छोटा सा विंडो मैसेज आपके स्क्रीन पर अपीयर हो जाएगा स्टूडेंट. द एलिमेंट ऑफ अ न्यू मैसेज विंडो आर शोन इन द इमेज बिलो. Step 2, enter the details in new message window and click on send button to send the email. जो भी आपको लिखना है, जो भी आपको टाइप करना है, whatever the message is, you have to type here in the big message box. You have to mention two, और ना two में आपने को क्या करना पड़ेगा, sender का email address, subject whatever the subject is. Now the interesting thing is that CC and BCC. CC stands for carbon copy and BCC stands for black carbon copy. Okay. So what is the difference between black carbon copy and carbon copy? Carbon copy, that means we are sending one same message to multiple account, to multiple senders, right? Receivers only. Sorry. And BCC is the same thing. What we are doing in CC, carbon copy. Okay. बट द बेसिक डिफरेंस इज दैट सीसी में जो होगा वो सेंडर्स को रिसीवर को पता चलेगा कि हाँ ये मेल किस किस को भेजा गया है. जैसे कि मान लीजिए मैं 50 लोगों को फॉर इंस्टेंस आई एम सेंडिंग सेम मैसेज टू 50 पीपल, राइट. सो मैं 50 के 50 लोगों का यहाँ पर ईमेल एड्रेस मेंशन करूंगा, ईमेल एड्रेस इंसर्ट करूंगा. इफ आई एम यूजिंग सीसी ऑप्शन, दैट मींस कार्बन कॉपी ऑप्शन, तो उन सभी 50 को पता चलेगा कि हाँ कौन कौन से ईमेल एड्रेसेस यूज किए गए. बट इफ आई एम ऑप्टिंग फॉर BCC, दैट मीन्स द ब्लैक कार्बन कॉपी, तो मुझे ये नहीं पता चलेगा कि आगे यही सेम मैसेज कितने लोगों को भेजा जा चुका है. मुझे उससे कोई मतलब नहीं होगा इफ आई एम रिसीवर. बट एज अ सेंडर आई कैन नो टू whom I have sent the message, right? So this is the basic difference between BCC and CC, black carbon copy और carbon copy. दोनों का काम क्या है? ईमेल भेजना, मल्टीपल लोगों को ईमेल भेजना सेम मैसेज. बट ब्लैक कार्बन कॉपी में रिसीवर को ये पता नहीं चलता है कि और किस किस को यही सेम मैसेज भेजा गया है. बट इफ आई एम यूजिंग द कार्बन कॉपी, तो मैं ये भी देख सकता हूँ कि हाँ यही सेम मैसेज किस किस को गया हुआ है. ठीक है. बेसिक सा डिफरेंस आपको पता चल गया. अब देखिए ये रहा आपका मेन एरिया. यहाँ पर आपको क्या करना होगा, अपना मैसेज टाइप करना होगा, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू राइट. फिर सब्जेक्ट में आपको क्या लिखना होगा, एक टाइटल देना होगा कि फॉर व्हाट यू आर राइटिंग योर मैसेज. एंड टू सेक्शन में आपको क्या करना होगा, सेंडर या अगर मल्टीपल सेंड रिसीवर है तो उनका मल्टीपल आपको अकाउंट डालना पड़ेगा, और अगर एक सिंगल है तो उनका सिंगल आपको ईमेल एड्रेस यहाँ पर इंसर्ट करना होगा. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन सेंड अ सिंपल ईमेल मैसेज टू एनीवन. यहाँ पर एक और टूल यूज किया गया स्टूडेंट्स, देखिए जो पिन सा टूल है, इसका अंदर मतलब होता है कि अटैच फाइल. You can attach any file, any multimedia file, but in between the 25 MB range. 25 MB के ज्यादा ये आपको मल्टीमीडिया फाइल सेंड करने का अलाउ नहीं करेगा. यानी कि जो भी आप मल्टीमीडिया फाइल को अटैच कर रहे हैं वो 25 MB से बिलो होना चाहिए. ईमेल के अंदर ये कंस्ट्रेंट होता है, एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सा कंस्ट्रेंट है. समटाइम वी वांट टू सेंड अ वीडियो फाइल व्हिच इज एक्सीडिंग द 25 MB size, then it will not allow you to send the message. Why? Because it will show you the error message because it don't have this sufficient storage capacity, right? And if you want to insert any emoji with your email, so you can also insert emojis here. You can see the icon. So this is the interface from which you can send the email message to anyone. I hope I'm clear to you. Please give your consent, and I think this is enough for today. I hope that you have enjoyed the session, right?